can't change it. Currency, we have already updated. I'm not doing any kind of changes. Language of communication, by default, it is going to be English itself. Leave that as it is. Now, once you update it, make sure you try to click on address tab. Every company code will be having an address, and that address need to be updated as well. So click on this address tab over here and update the address as well. Now this address which has been maintained for 1710 has been copied, so which need to be edited. So first delete it. The entries which has been copied, first delete it. Okay. Now try to put down all the information what is required. For example, I'm trying to maintain the title as company. I'm maintaining the title as company and I'm trying to put down the description for that. Search term. So if you're having multiple company codes, how you're going to be searching it. So which I'm trying to maintain it as BJIN. I'm just trying to maintain the code itself as a search term for searching the data and try to fill in all these particular values. So I'm just trying to maintain some street details. Now please remember this particular information need to be collected from the business and it need to be updated in the system. District, postal code, city, country, followed by the region. Now, if you want to know the regions, this is nothing but states. What are states maintain for a particular company code, you will be finding everything. So here I'm trying to maintain that over here as TJ, Telangana. So if you want to capture more values, you have an option called as more fields. So you can click on it, you can update the address in more detailed manner. So if you want to maintain building code, room number, floor number, care of, you can put down all that particular information what is required. If not, leave that one as it is. And if you try to scroll down, you're going to be finding all these options. Any PO box number, postal code, you can put down that. What is the language of communication, telephone number, mobile number, fax information, email address. Capture as much data as you can. And there is an option called as preview. So when you click on this print preview option, this is going to be the format in which address of your company code is going to be getting printed. You can have a check of it. So try to click on continue. I want this address need to be copied to this company code. So that is the reason try to click on continue option over here, or we call it as copy icon. So click on this copy icon and try to save this one. Okay, try to save this one. You get a request. This is a request which I'm trying to use it. Click on continue and company code creation is going to be completed by this particular step. Okay. Again, if you try to click on address tab, you're going to be finding the updated address will be getting displayed up. So this is the process of how you try to go for creating a company code where we try to copy the data from the reference and we try to update the address and we are ready to use this particular company code. Now, these entries are going to be getting updated straight away because we copied the data from 1710. So whatever entries maintained for 1710 will be updated. So these are the only two steps what is required from the finance module where we require a company and a company code. Now, the next module where we start working is going to be sales and distribution. So where as an SD consultant, our job role is going to be getting started up. And first step under sales and distribution, what we try to perform is going to be creating a sales organization. Now, let's say Bajaj Electronics want to sell the product in India. So what they require a sales org. So sales org is the one who will be taking care of selling the products, okay, in a particular geographical location. So I'm going to be creating a sales org which will be handling the entire sales. Now, how this sales org need to be created? So if you try to come back over here, come back from this particular page, close this window, close this financial accounting. We are not dealing with any other steps. If required, I'm going to be activating it and we try to work it out. Until then, close this one. So try to get into the next module, which is going to be sales and distribution. And under sales and distribution, we are going to be having 4 steps over here. What as an LC consultant we need to perform. So out of these 4 steps, we are start doing the configuration with step number 1, where we try to go for creating a sales organization. So we have an option of copy. If you want to copy the data from the reference, we can do that, but that is not required. We're not going to be copying it. We are going to be creating it. Okay. So please remember, we don't copy. We are going to be creating it. As an LC consultant, activities related to sales and distribution, we are not going to be copying it. We are going to be creating it. And when you click on this activity, define copy, delete, check sales organization. Click on this activity, we have this particular page and try to work with the first step. Define sales organization. It's going to be the step. And when you double click on it, a new screen will be getting opened up over here. And here you can see the code for sales org is going to be maximum of 4 letters. Maximum length is of 4 letters, which can be alphanumerical combination. If you want to maintain only numerics or only alphabets, that will be accepted. Now, how to create a sales org? Try to take the help of new interest and try to create one. So right now, I'm trying to create only one sales organization, which will be handling the entire sales across India. If you want to create more sales organizations, you can do that. So try to click on new interest icon over here. This is how the page is going to be looking. So I'm trying to put down that information. So here I'm trying to put down the code. So let's say I'm naming it as BJI. There's a code what I'm trying to use it. So I'm calling it as Bajaj Electronics Iron. Okay. Maintain the code, maintain the description. That's it. We're not going to be maintaining any value in any of the fields. We leave all these particular fields as blank. When required, we come down to this particular page and we update the values. Right now, we require a sales org, so maintain the code, maintain the description for that. Next thing, for this sales organization, we need to update address, head office. So head office address need to be maintained. So in case if you forgot to maintain the address, without maintaining the address, if you are trying to click on save icon over here, it will be asking us to capture the address. So go ahead, try to update the address as well. So some values I'm trying to update it over here. Okay. So and try to click on copy. So once you try to click on this copy, you get your transport request, use the same request and try to save this one. Done. So sales org has been created. This is our code. This is a description maintained for that. BJI. So I'm just trying to update it as well so that we can remember it. So that's going to be your first step in sales and distribution. And if you try to come back now, try to come back. And if you want to search for your sales org from this list, click on position, maintain the code, click on continue. And this will be navigating us to that particular place where our entry has been updated. And if you want to check out the details, select that entry, get into details, and you can find the information maintained. If you want to find the address, click on this address tab, and you can find the address which has been updated. Okay. So this is how you try to go for creation of your sales organization. Now, once sales org has been created, second step, we need to go for working out with distribution channel, customers. So every company will be having their own set of customers over here. So a few customers will be named as wholesaler, retailer, bulk buyer, dealer, stockist, B2B customer, B2C customer. Like that, we are going to be grouping the customers. As I mentioned earlier, for each group of customers, selling price will be different, discount offered will be different, payment terms will be different, delivery terms will be different. So each group of customers, we are going to be calling them as what? Distribution channel over here. We name it as distribution channel. Now, how this distribution channel need to be created? So when you click on this activity, define, copy, delete, check distribution channel. We have this particular page. Okay. We try to work with this step called as define distribution channel. We don't copy, we try to create it. So we work with the first step, define distribution channel. And when you double click on it, we'll end up in this particular page where you're going to be finding the code for distribution channel is going to be maximum of 2 letters. Maximum is of 2 letters over here, not more than that. So here, okay, so most of the codes has been utilized. Let me see if any code is not used. I'm going to be using that. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to be using two codes for representing two distribution channels. So I'm trying to take the help of new entries over here. Now let's say the first code which I'm trying to maintain is going to be called as 2x because I don't have any other code maintained. This code has been not utilized. So I'm using this particular code and I'm trying to call this particular distribution channel as Bajaj e-commerce. Okay. So this is one group of customers what I'm trying to create it. And 2y is another code which I'm trying to use it. I'm name it as Bajaj e-commerce, nothing but online sales. This is going to be one group of customers, and this is going to be your retailer. There's another distribution channel. Like this, how many distribution channels you want to create, you can do that. For example purpose, I'm just trying to maintain two set of people, one as retailer, one as e-commerce segment or the online sales segment, and try to save it. So same request, we try to use it, click on continue and done. So these are the two distribution channels, 2x and 2y. So that is going to be our second step in sales and distribution. Now coming down to the third step. Now third step in sales and distribution, we need to go for creation of sales office. These are nothing but company stores. So yesterday we were trying to look into this Bajaj Electronics stores. So how many stores they are having it. So if you open their particular website over here, you're going to be finding all the stores of that particular business. Now these are all nothing but stores what they have it. Okay. Now all these company stores, if you try to select state, city, search, all stores are getting displayed. Now all these stores are what we are going to be mapping it as sales office. Okay, we are going to be naming them as sales office over here. How to create the sales office is what we are going to be performing as third step. So how many sales office a business can have? Multiple. So all that sales office need to be updated in the system, because we are going to be selling the product from any particular sales office. So later, if I want to know how much sale has been done for a particular product from based on store specific, I want to run the reports. So if I open a new store, I want to offer a promotion discount. So I require a sales office information. So sales office is an optional. So it may be having multiple sales offices, or it can have only one sales office from where the entire sales are going to be carried out. Now, how the sales office need to be created? So if you exit from this particular page, try to work with the third step, maintain sales office. And when you click on it, maintain sales office, this how the screen is going to be looking. And again, the code for sales office is going to be maximum of 4 letters, which can be alphanumerical combination, and you can go for creation of it. So let's say I'm trying to create one or two sales offices as an example, where I'm trying to take the help of new interests. So let's say my first sales office, I'm trying to maintain code as BJ01, and I'm trying to name it as Bajaj Panchagutta location. There's going to be the store name, what I'm trying to maintain it, and click on enter. Once you click on enter, it will be asking us to capture the address. So maintain that address over here. So search term, I'm maintaining it as BJ01. Then I'm trying to maintain this particular information. Some values I'm trying to maintain it. Otherwise, if you want, you can copy the data from here. So this is what you need to copy it. So this is maintain all this information. So you can copy all the values from here to here. So if you want to capture this one itself in more detailed manner, so you can update everything over here. So try to click on this more fields, building code. Now, for example, building code is a ozone complex. So we have this one maintained in the ground floor. We try to maintain that information. Okay. So maintain all the values, what is required over here. And I'm just trying to click on preview option. If you want to see how it will be getting printed, you can have a check off it, and then try to click on copy. So this address is going to be getting copied again this particular store. Again, if you try to click on this address tab, you're going to be finding address which has been maintained for that is going to be shown up over here. So check this one and try to save it. Use the same request, click on continue, and done. Like this, how many sales officers you want to create, you didn't do that. But you need to make sure you need to collect all that stores from the business, from where they try to sell the product or from where they try to provide the services. You need to collect all that addresses, and you need to update it in the system, because we are going to be selling the product from any particular store. So we require all that data. So as of now, I'm just trying to create only one sales office, and this is the code what we use for that, BJ01. So that is going to be our third step. And last and final step, as part of the sales and distribution, what we try to perform is going to be creation of sales group. That's going to be the fourth and final step. So people who work in the sales office. Now you're going to be finding people will be working in the sales office to sell the product. Okay. And that people, we are going to be naming them as sales persons. People who work in the sales office who will be responsible for selling the products, we are going to be calling them as sales persons. These salespersons will be responsible for selling the products. Whatever products company want to sell it, salesperson will be doing that role. Now, these salespersons are going to be divided into groups because all salespersons will be not selling all the products. We try to put some limitation. For example, if you take Bajaj Electronics itself, they are going to be having multiple categories of products they try to sell it. So one salesperson will be not responsible for selling all the products. We divide that into groups. Now, for example, we have store number one, and we have store number two, two different sales offices. Okay, the store one we are trying to call it as sales office, and this one also we are trying to name it as sales office. In this particular sales office, I'm having a staff of 40 salespersons, and here I'm having a staff of 20 salespersons. All salespersons will be not responsible for selling all. What we do, we are going to be dividing them into teams. One team will be taking care of selling TV, one team mobiles, one team laptops. Like that, I'm going to be dividing them. So let's say 10 people will be responsible for selling each and every product. So in this particular store also, you're going to be having same groups. I'm going to be dividing them into teams. So 5 each will be responsible for selling. And another 10, let's say they are called as managers. And another 5, we try to call them as manager over here. Okay. So we are trying to define an hierarchy structure. Without creating salesperson, can we create sales group? Yes. This is going to be called as employee master data. Employee master data. If business want to know what is the performance of a particular employee, how much sale has been done by that particular employee. So we can also do that. But this master data maintenance is going to be taken care by your HR module. So that is the reason we are not trying to create this one as an organizational unit. We are trying to create sales group as an organizational unit. So that is the reason when you're trying to work in the system, you're not going to be finding creation of salesperson. You have only an option of creating a sales group. And that is what we do now. And when you click on it, maintain sales group, we have this particular page where you are going to be finding the code is going to be maximum of 3 letters. Now, how to create it? Take the help of new interest icon over here. Take the help of new interest and go for creation of a sales group. So click on it. So let's say I'm just trying to create one or two. Let's say I'm trying to create one group which will be taking care of sales. I'm not talking about TV mobiles. In general, I'm trying to call it as sales team. And okay, this code has been already used. If this code has been already used, you're going to be getting an error message. So you need to rename it. So let's say I'm just trying to call it as BJ5. And another one, I'm naming it as BJ6, which will be providing service. So I'm trying to create two teams, one as sales team, second one as service team, and try to save this one. Done. So these are going to be my two groups. One will be taking care of sales, another one will be taking care of service over here. That is what we have done as sales group. So these are the 4 steps what as an SC consultant you are going to be performing it. And please remember, we are not going to be copying any kind of data. We have created it. We have maintained all the entries. We require a sales hub, a distribution channel, a sales office, and a sales group. And next thing what you need to know. I was trying to mention that enterprise structure is an example of a configuration data. This configuration data is going to be getting stored in the transport request. So we have created one request. and we made sure all our data is getting updated in that request. Now, if you want to see that request, in which request your data got updated, now where to go, how to check it, how to check your transport request. You are going to be using a transaction code called as SM09. This is going to be the T code to see list of transport requests. So what all transport requests we have created, this is a place where you can go and you can check it out. Now see, if I try to get into SM09, SC09, sorry, it's not SM09, it is going to be SC09. If you get into SC09 transaction code, so I'm just trying to get into SC09, click on enter, this is how the page is going to be looking. So what all transport request has been created using a particular user name, you can put down that and try to click on display icon over here. And once you click on display, request created by that particular user will be shown up. Okay. So we are going to be having two types of requests to deal with. One, we call it as workbench request. So right now we are not dealing with workbench, we're dealing with customizing. And here you can see the one. So this is a request number. This is a client in which I'm trying to work. Username, description maintained for that request. So if you expand this one, if you expand this particular request number, you're going to be finding a subtask. If you expand this particular subtask over here, you're going to be finding the activities, what has been done will be getting stored as part of it. So here you can see I've created a company, company code, sales org, distribution channel, sales group, sales office. What all steps we have done are going to be getting stored up. So everything is going to be traceable. So what consultant has done in the system, we are going to be tracing it out. Remember that. So this is one thing which I wanted to explain it up. SC09 is going to be an handed transaction code. So if you want to see what all transport requests you have created in the past, this is a place where you can go and you can check it out. Now, once you're done with all these particular things, now we need to go for learning how to create a division, how to create a plan, how to create a shipping point. So in tomorrow's session, I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be finishing off the remaining part of the enterprise structure definition, and we try to work out with the second part of it, which we call it as assignments, where we try to assign the organizational units and we try to build it and we start working out with another chapters as well. Okay, so in today's class, there were almost around 5 different steps what we have worked out. We learned how to create a company code. We have learned how to create a sales org, a distribution channel, sales office, and a sales group. So let me try to stop it over here. We try to catch up tomorrow and we try to continue with this. Thank you, guys.